traveler from an antique land, who said, "Two vast and trunkless lakes of stone stand in the desert near them on the sand. Have sung a shattered visage lies, whose frown and a wrinkled lip, and a sneer of cold command. Till that is sculpture, while those passions red, which yet survive, stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that moved them, and the heart that fade. And on the pedestal these words appear. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remains round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away." Okay, so Ozymandias is a poem by P.P. Shelley, a very famous romantic poet from the 1800s. In the poem, you will find Shelley has been talking about the idea that powerful people and their accomplishments don't last forever. So it's a reminder. Okay, so let's get started. While the poem starts with someone describing a broken statue they found in the desert. The statue used to be really big, but now it's just a bunch of stone legs sticking out of the stand. Interesting. So this statue was made to honor a king who is named as Ozymandias, and who thought he was the most powerful person ever in the world. He even had an inscription on the statue from where we get all this understanding. He said, "I'm Ozymandias, the King of Kings. Look at all the great things I did and be jealous." So you can see how proud he was. What pride was in his the kingship condition. But there's the funny part. All that's left of his kingdom is just the ruins in the middle of nowhere, and there is no existence of his power, of his mighty appearance as the king, Ozymandias. So the king's power, his accomplishments have all faded away, just swept away over time. Nature and the passing years have worn down the statue, and the once great king is forgotten. So basically, it's a reminder that no matter how important we think we are, how powerful we think we are, time will always win in the end. And just like Ozymandias, will also be forgotten forever. And the poem also has a message about being too proud and ambitious. That is the hubris, right? In the drama, we also often talk about the hubris. Because of hubris, the extreme power and high ambitions, it led us to our downfall. So similarly, the poem also shows that when people have a lot of power, they can become blind to their own flaws. They think they are invincible, but they are actually setting themselves up for failure, and nothing can, defend that. This is the law of the nature. With the passage of time, everything will be erased, except the power of the art. You will also find another thematic aspect about this poem, Ozymandias, that is the power of art. With the passage of time, really human becomes non-existent. All the memories, all the things, the existence of human just faded. But anything, if you want to immortalize, that you can do it through the power of art. And here, the sculpture that was made for Ozymandias still bears the name of Ozymandias, though Ozymandias is non-existent in the world. So the broken statue is a symbol of this, a reminder that unchecked pride and vanity can lead to a downfall. Now, if we focus on the structural aspect of this poem, that Ozymandias is written in a sonnet form, and through this structure, Shelley has successfully conveys the message in a very concise, powerful way, where he has tried to highlight the difference between the past and the present. So overall, if we talk, then Ozymandias is a poem that makes us think about how temporary power and accomplishments can be. It at the same time tells us to be humble and not to let our pride blind us, because in the end, time will erase everything we have done. So, if we just focus the first three lines of the poem, then we'll understand that I made a traveler from an antique land. So, you see, the narrator made a traveler, and the entire poem from where I think the two vast and trunkless lakes of stone, and after the end of the poem is the quote of the traveler with whom the narrator made once. And the traveler is from an antique land. So it's a story about an antique land, about a man who lived thousands of years before, maybe. All right. So what was the story? See, two vast and trunkless lakes of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk, a shattered vessel lies. So in the desert, the traveler found vast trunkless lakes of stone. So maybe it's some kind of remnant of sculpture, someone. And then at the same time, on the sand just beside, he also has found the broken vessels lies. Look, what will you find from the vessels? Shattered vessels, whose frown and wrinkled lip and a sneer, cold command. That means the man who's a sculptor, you can see the man was very, very, very commandative, like was someone very authoritative person, and his cold command is still visible in the sculpture on the face, and the wrinkled lip is somewhat proud. And then the traveler tells that it's a sculpture. Well, those passions read which yet survive. That means the sculptor who made this sculpture very, very well understands the passion of the man, of the powerful man whose sculpture he has made, stamped on these lifeless things. So this sculpture, it's a lifeless thing, but don't forget that it's an art. It's an art, and through this art, still you can understand even the passions of the man who lived thousands of years before, and is now non-existent, and the hand that moved them, and the heart that fade. So through this line, you'll understand the characteristics of the man whose sculpture we can see. So he may be some sort of a powerful man, a tyrant maybe. And on the pedestal, these words appear. So the following two lines actually reveal everything about the poem. And what is written here? My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. So he was a mighty king, a powerful king of kings. He was just not a simple king. He was some sort of king of all the kings, a kind of emperor. And look on my works. So when he made this sculpture, maybe there was a mighty palace, a colossal palace, and in front of the palace, maybe the sculpture was made. So that's why he's saying that, look on my works. But this is the ironical thing, but all the works has been swept away with the passage of time, except some remnants of the broken, shattered, stony lakes, right? Yeah, mighty in despair. So this is the irony of this poem, and through this line you'll understand the message, the essence of the poem, that in spite of your being enormous powerful, enormous mighty, in the passage of time, it will despair. And see, where is the Ozymandias? Where is the power of Ozymandias? It has left nothing beside the remains around the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away. So this is the message beautifully written.